More Sky Pirates. Okay. The swashbuckletron swished its blades and Flora retreated for a moment, then darted forward with a quick flick wrist, disarmed both of its swords. They clattered to the floor and the robot gave a dismal bleep. Echo's eyes narrowed. Flora must be cheating. How did she manage that? It's all about knowing when to attack and when to retreat, said Flora brightly, replacing the cutlass in its rack. Gosh, she's really good at it. She scooped up the robot's blades and reattached them. Have another go. Fine. Echo faced the swashbuckletron again, imagining it was Flora she was about to attack. Oh my goodness. But however hard she tried, Flora couldn't disarm even one of the robot's blades. It was hot work, and by the time the lesson was finished, her shirt was soaked through with sweat, her palm was sore and blistered, and her cheeks were scarlet with irritation. Wow, she put in a lot of effort into it. That's what you gotta do. If you gotta learn something, you gotta put the effort in. Oh, good effort, both of you, said Flora when they'd finally finished. Thanks, said Horace, wiping the sweat from his forehead. It's much harder than it looks, right, Echo? Echo nodded, too cross and tired to speak. Gosh, she's cross just because she's not perfect at something, but that's what you gotta keep practicing for. She needed to practice, but by herself, without Flora snickering at her. She wiped her hands on her breeches. When's our next lesson? She asked. As much as she'd hated the swashbuckletron, she needed to master the wooden sword, so Lil would let her have Stinger. I have a new task for you before you're ready for your next lesson, said Flora, down on the beach. Horace looked nervously at Echo. We're not going to have to fight each other, are we? No fighting, said Flora. This is an exercise in stealth. Have you ever noticed the little blue crabs? Yes, Echo said, wrinkling her brow in confusion. What could crabs have to do with sword fighting? I've seen them too, said Horace. I wanted to get a closer look, but when we walked past, they all scuttled into their holes and hid. Exactly, Flora said. Those crabs are always on the alert. They're observant. It's almost impossible to sneak up at them. She looked at them, but not completely impossible. But I don't see what this has got to do with learning to use my sword. If you can tap 3 crabs on the top of the shell with the tip of your blade, you're ready for your next lesson. You too, Horace. But, said Echo, that's ridiculous. This isn't going to teach me anything at all. So you're saying you could already do it? Flora raised one eyebrow. No, Echo swallowed. Well, off you go then. Flora turned away to wheel a swashbuckletron back to its storage chest, leaving Echo staring open-mouthed and furious, the silly wooden sword still clutched in one hand. Gosh, she's grumpy because she wasn't perfect at something. Well, she's just going to have to practice and learn. Chapter 8. Echo's mood had not improved by the time they returned from the beach. What's the matter, Echo? Asked Horace, taking in her sullen face as she stomped below decks after supper. Crab catching was fun. I didn't want to have fun, Echo snapped. I wanted to learn to be a sky pirate, a proper sky pirate, and I don't see how messing about with crustaceans is going to help me. Flora knows what she's doing, said Horace. Maybe she has her reason. Or maybe she's just trying to make me look like a fool, said Echo. I swear those crabs are laughing at us. She sighed. She really needed to talk to Lil about the lesson. Maybe if she explained the ridiculous task Flora had set for them, her mother would agree to teach them herself. But Lil had been holed away in the captain's quarters, too busy with important matters to be disturbed. She hadn't even joined the rest of the crew for supper. As they passed Lil's cabin, Gilbert gave a soft chirp and cocked his head. What is it? Echo stopped to listen. Hushed voices were coming from inside Lil's cabin. Echo signaled to Horace to be quiet, crept forward and put her ear to the door. It's too dangerous. It was a man's voice. Bulkheads, Echo realized. Lil replied in an irritated whisper. I have no choice. I can't ignore it. Then let me come with you. It's against the rules of the Alliance. Well, I think we should at least tell the rest of the crew. Absolutely not. I'll get this over and done with. No one needs to know. But Lil, that's Captain to you. Yes, Captain. Echo heard Bulkhead sigh. I'm worried, that's all. That'll be all, first mate. Lil's voice was stern. Echo slunk back into the shadows just as the door burst open and Bulkhead stormed out, slamming it without looking behind him. She waited for him to disappear down the corridor before beckoning Horace to follow her into their cabin. She eased the door closed and sat down on her bunk. What was all that about? Horace said. I'm not quite sure, but something's going on, she frowned. Lil had mentioned the Alliance. The postal pirates suddenly popped into her mind again. The Seven Skies Alliance. What was that? What Lil and Bulkhead had been arguing about? Echo's skin froze. Was Lil planning to do something dangerous? You look worried, said Horace. Please tell me what's happening. Are we in danger? Echo shook her head. Not us, but Captain Lil. Phew, breathed Horace. Oh, thanks for being so caring, snapped Echo. I just mean Lil's used to danger. She's a sky pirate captain, and I'm sure she'll know what to do. I guess, Echo wrapped her arms around herself. Horace was right. Lil is an experienced sky pirate captain. She wouldn't be so silly as to put herself in danger, but something about Lil's tone of voice niggled at Echo. She knew how it felt to pretend to be brave, and that's just how Lil had sounded. End of section. We will find out more about that next time. Okay. Good night, beautiful Baba. It's time for sleeping now. Gonna catch the kiss. 2 kisses. Do you get them? Okay, and one for me. Good night. I love you, Baba.